guys, it's Kelly.
And I'm Claire, and this is our 5th video of Kelly and Claire's recovery.
Yay!
Number 5.
So for this video, we realized that throughout our other videos, all that you guys know about us is that we have eating disorders, we've been in treatment a million times, and we like to go on tangents.
Long tangents.
We apologize for that, by the way. So we thought that we would just kind of do an About Us video so that you know a little bit more about us, and also if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if there's a topic you want us to cover, we want to kind of broaden this channel a little bit besides like talking about treatment and eating disorders.
Yeah, so just leave us a comment. We really want to do a video on what you guys want to hear. So,
and we've both been through more than just eating disorders, so
exactly.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah,
so start.
Okay, well, I don't know. I think it would be kind of fun, if you just guessed our age,
so just stop
and just
observe,
think about it for a second.
How old do you think we are? Okay, so do you guys have a guess? Okay.
All right, I'm
Perfect.
24.
And I'm 27.
Yeah. So
people
I know.
Don't usually guess that.
Yeah, people usually will guess that I'm 18 or something.
I usually get 16 or 17. And the last time we went to the movies, we got ID'd.
Yeah.
So there's just a little interesting fact for you guys. Now we're going to talk a little bit about school. So I'm in my last semester of my master's degree for occupational therapy, and I'm terrified to graduate, but I'm also really excited. I don't really know what I want to do with it yet, but I plan to move away someday.
She's going to be a really good occupational therapist.
So yeah, and I love it, and I have awesome classmates and professors, and I really, really enjoy it. So that's what I do.
And I'm studying psychology. I'm getting my undergraduate degree in it. I actually started out with speech pathology, but then I decided to pick up psychology and double major. And then after the eating disorder and I'm diagnosed with other chronic illnesses too, I was just I cannot graduate I can't do double major. So I picked psychology, and now I'm looking to go into the graduate program at my school for a master's in social work. So yeah, that's me.
Then I think too, in a few years after working in occupational therapy, which is also called OT, I'll probably go back for social work or mental health counseling. It depends on where I'm at. I'm really interested in substance abuse and then also neurological disorders, and we're going on tangents again, so I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, we really were good at tangents.
We apologize.
Yeah.
And we're also working on not apologizing, so I take that back.
Yeah, never mind. We're not sorry. We're not. So yeah, and also we wanted to talk a little about our reasons for going public with our eating disorders, and I feel it's kind of self-explanatory. I don't know. I know for me, I just really want to help other people, and with the experiences I've gone through, try to help other people in their experiences and kind of navigate through this whole eating disorder thing.
Yeah. I started going public with my eating disorder, obviously, my last treatment, everyone at school found out, but what really changed my life was when I ended up going public on my Instagram. And we both have blogs too, actually. The link is in my profile. I don't know if it's in your profile. For Instagram. Oh wait.
Oh no, because I'm not public on my Instagram, but I do have a blog called Always Hope C3.
And mine's gracefulaesthetic.wordpress.com. We'll also put that at the bottom of our page. So I know for me personally, I went through Instagram because it's helpful for me to see how far I've come. So even with taking pictures of my meals and documenting the reality of having a mental illness aside from an eating disorder, it's really helpful for me to see how far I've come, especially on the bad days. Blogging is awesome because you meet other people, and it's just a really fun way to like meet new people and to express yourself, and I just really like it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome when people like post about their recovery from an eating disorder or mental illness on Instagram. I know I used to have an Instagram account and it was really helpful, but I ended up getting rid of it because I didn't use it as much. But I mean, I think it's like if I were to take a look at yours, like I could definitely see like progress that you've made.
I know, like, if you're kind of questioning whether or not you want to go public, I know that, like, it's been so helpful for me. I never thought that I would really inspire anybody, but especially, like, within the last month or two since I picked myself up from the eating disorder, just, like, getting the comments that I'm inspiring people and that I'm helping people, or people messaging me for advice, like, that means so much to me. And if I can make a difference in one person's life, like, that's all that I need. Like, that just makes you feel so good.
Yeah, and I think that's what is so great about, like, what we're going into, like, for you, occupational therapy and, like, social work is just, like, making a difference in someone's life and being able to help them in some way. Because I know, like, I mean, there are so many people that have made a difference in my life, like, through my journey of having an eating disorder, especially my therapist when I went away to treatment. I, like, really connected with her. So just to be able to do that for somebody.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
It's okay. We'll come back to you.
There's other things that we like haven't gone completely public with, and not just because it's that we don't want people to know. It's just like through Instagram, for instance. It's like it's kind of hard to go public with it. We do in our blogs though, but there are other conditions that me and Claire have other than an eating disorder.
Mm-hmm.
So along with the eating disorder topics, if you want us to do a video on any other
like mental health issue,
we can, honestly, like, we have no problem sharing. So we thought that we would just kind of give a brief overview of some of the things we've been diagnosed with, so that you know, like, we're not just struggling with eating disorders. However, we do want to mention that we're at a point in our recovery where we don't feel like we are defined by our illnesses or our mental illnesses.
Yeah.
It's just a part of us that we have to go through, unfortunately, but we're kind of looking at it as, like, this is what we're going through, and this is going to bring us, like, this has brought us to where we are today, and it's going to help us in our careers.
And diagnoses, too, they're not life sentences either. Like, I mean, it can be a chronic thing. It can go away and come back, but, like, it's definitely, don't define yourself by your illness. So,
do you want to start?
Sure. I have been diagnosed with OCD, panic disorder, social anxiety, general anxiety, and anorexia, and I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with bulimia in the past. Now I'm diagnosed with anorexia. Well, that was like a year ago, and now I'm diagnosed with anorexia, binge purge subtype. I'm diagnosed with OCD, PTSD, generalized anxiety disorder, major depressive disorder. I was diagnosed last year with suicidal depression. I think that's it.
Yeah. So, sometimes I had to think about it for a minute with me. I'm like, wait, what? Because sometimes, like, I don't always, it's a lot, and, like, some things are better than others. Like, there was a time where my panic disorder was really bad, and now that's gotten a bit better, so I kind of forget about it. But those are just some other things that we've been struggling with. So if you guys want to, like, know more about that or want us to do a video on that, you know, please let us know. We'd be happy to get into it more.
Yeah. And one thing that also with being public is on it was my blog actually, I think. I started showing things like with OCD, and I didn't know I had OCD, and my psychiatrist and my therapist, like, I brought them a list of thoughts one day, and they're like, this is OCD. And I'm like, well, I've been having these thoughts for years now. And, like, it was never treated, obviously. So and I never spoke about it, so I didn't know I had OCD. So I found that out within the last year. And all the thoughts I was having the one time I put on my blog, and Claire read it, and she's like, oh my God, like, those are some of my OCD thoughts too. And I'm like, I didn't know that was OCD. Like, I had no idea, because it wasn't your typical hand washing and turning a light switch on like 20 times a day, like at a time. Like,
that's really, what I didn't realize either, that I had it. And then, I came into treatment one day, and my therapist said, I really think that you have OCD. And when I was younger, I struggled with it, but nobody knew it at the time. So it's interesting. There's a lot of subtypes.
Like, I've had all these worries, like, for example, like death, like, since I was like 5 years old, and like I perseverated on it, and I still do, and then to find out it's OCD, I'm like, oh, that's
okay. Same here. So
another thing we wanted to talk about was medication. There's a lot of stigma. There's a lot of stigma about medication, and I know for me personally, I have gone off my medication so many times because I don't want to be on it. People in high school used to make fun of me for it. There was just so much.
That's not nice.
I know, right? People are so mean. But like, it really, really can make a huge difference. I went off my medication a few months ago for about a good 2 months, and I didn't tell anybody, not even my best friend Claire. And it went pretty badly. And that's kind of how I ended up in a psychiatric hospital a few times last year, is because I kept going on and off my medication. And there's nothing wrong with being on medication. If it helps you, don't go off of it. And if you're having a hard time finding a combination that works, I know for me it took about 6 years to find a combination that worked. And then when I went off of it and went back on it, the combination didn't work anymore. So then we had to kind of go through the whole process again.
It's a lot of trial and error with medication. And I didn't start going on medication until about 4 or 5 years ago. So, but I know that, I've had times where the medication has not helped me whatsoever, and then it makes it worse. And then you just have to find something new. So, but there's there should be no shame in going on medication if you need it at all.
Also, I know a common thought is, oh, well, I feel so much better, so I'm going to go off my medication. You are feeling better because you are on medication, so please do not stop taking your medication, people.
I stopped too at one point, and I remember that's when things just got awful. And when you do that yourself, you're not kind of going down gradually, you're just stopping altogether, which makes everything so much worse.
And you can actually, develop other conditions by doing that. And plus, if you have, an eating disorder, for instance, and then you're not on your medication, you're not thinking clearly because you're not on your medication. You're not thinking clearly because you're so malnourished. So I remember both times me and Claire went off our medication, we ended up in treatment. They were like, we can't work with you until you're on your medication. Even my therapist, this past time I went off my medication, she's like, we want you to go away to treatment, but, I mean, if you're not on your medication, we can't work with you at all. So it's really, really important.
So, well, I think that's it for this video, so we don't keep you too long. But, just let us know if you want us to do a video on anything, if any thoughts pop into your head. And, have a great day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.